What were the producers and directors thinking to cast that actor? Even I am not as gunyang as him. 成化14年 The Sleuth of Ming Dynasty is about this official detective who solved cases together with two other officials, Jing Yi, which is an imperial bodyguard, and a eunuch. So this trio solve big and important cases, especially relating to the royal family in the Ming Dynasty. And there's also a love triangle between the three of them, the imperial bodyguard and the eunuch. Both like this Tang Fan, who is the sleuth. What I don't understand is why the main protagonist, Tang Fan, has to be acted in such a gunyang, coquettish, and effeminate kind of manner. Even though the drama hints at some BL elements, but doesn't mean that one of the characters has to be so liang. Even I am not as gunyang as him. Why does Tang Fan has to be such a mincy form? What were the producers and directors thinking to cast that actor and to act in such an outrageous, outlandish, and completely unlikable manner for the lead protagonist? I really don't know of any person or any guy who is like this. Even the eunuch is not as effeminate as this Tang Fan. I don't see what's so attractive about the main protagonist that two men will fall for him. In fact, out of the trio of the sleuth, the imperial bodyguard, and the eunuch, I think the imperial bodyguard, Sui Zhou, he probably acted the best among the three of them. And then the script has so many loopholes and unaccounted loose ends. Some of the characters are really badly written, but it helps that the supporting cast is very good. I see that in a lot of Chinese dramas. The leads are good-looking idol type of actors, but the supporting cast is solid. The main villain, who is this character called Li Zilong, he is a fantastic actor. He is a villain through and through, but he calls himself a businessman and he just does deals which are to his interests. And basically he does deals to get weapons and people and ways to try to eliminate the current emperor, which is usually what all this type of imperial court intrigue, crime mystery dramas usually revolve around. Someone usually wants to assassinate the emperor and everyone else has to catch or lure out the assassin and stop the assassination from happening. Well, I really like the actor who portrayed this Li Zilong. 他应该是科班 which means that he probably graduated from some prestigious acting school in China. I'm not surprised that a lot of those actors who came from the top acting schools like Beidian, Shaanxi, and Zhongxi, just to name a few, they are very well honed in their craft. I'm always super impressed by those supporting actors because they really embody the characters they play. I always find it very interesting to watch them, and I find that it's far more entertaining and edifying to watch these excellent supporting characters than the main protagonist, especially one who is being acted out like Tang Fan. So anyway, besides the revolving love triangle between the trio, there is always about the imperial intrigue and assassination plot that drives the story. The emperor has said on so many times that it's important to protect the Yanmian of the Huangshi Jiazhu, which means that it's important to protect the prestige and face and pride of the imperial family. This reminds me of a Chinese phrase 士可杀不可辱, which means that a knight can be killed but not humiliated. So protecting the face, the ego, and the pride is far more important than protecting the life. What absolute nonsense is this? Is pride really worth more than your life? No, of course not. It's better to live without pride than to die because of pride, isn't it? What pride is there in dying? That's the conundrum. Most people want to protect their ego, the self, their face, their reputation, etc., that they are willing to lie to save face and not admit their mistakes and faults. Are you like that too? Do you lie or do other dastardly things just to cover up for yourself in order to save face and to save pride? That's so foolish. There's no pride in lying or killing or stealing or committing immoral acts just to consolidate your persona or to affirm yourself. Face is not important. 面子是要不得的. Why do you want face for? Can you eat it? Can you drink it? What can you possibly do with that? With this false sense of ego? The ego is the worst possible construct by man. Ego is worthless. It is better to forgo the ego for a clean, simple, and decent life. Nothing is worth lying or killing or stealing or doing any harmful acts for, especially not the false sense of self. Definitely not for the ego. Because the bigger the ego is, the more suffering there is. People with very little or no ego, they don't suffer. And who are these people with no ego or very little ego? They are the Aryas, the stream winners, the once returners, the non-returners, and the Arhants. These are enlightened people, and they know that it's important, it's necessary to let go of this sense of self, because they know that the ego or the self can lead one to do a lot of harmful things, not just to yourself but also to other people. So you have to see the ego clearly and know when you're acting simply because to save some face, which is not in your interest nor in other people's interests. It can be a tough call to make because you're so used to covering up for your mistakes, for your lies, for careless behavior, for incoherent speech, or even bad thoughts. Learn to let go of the ego, let go of the self, let go of the soul, whatever you want to call it. And you'll be far happier for it. Truly humble people are happy people because they know they don't have to do anything to protect this self. So take heed, work hard to reduce the self. Always stay low and humble. Acknowledge your mistakes, correct them, and try not to repeat them. So you have to keep mindfulness. You always have to be mindful of what you're thinking, doing, or speaking, and know where all this is coming from. You have to understand the intention. Eventually, you have to let go of intention too, and that's when there is truly no self. Thank you for watching. Suki Hotu.